Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, this June 15, 2025, early afternoon, quick daily update on this Father's Day Sunday, and happy Father's Day to everybody. And we're on the road to go see the father and the grandfather that is still with us on this day. Yesterday, unfortunately, there were no videos. I had a very long double work day on a Saturday, grinding our way to becoming an asset millionaire using our income to invest into asset producing income producing assets, using our income at our normal job to facilitate those assets. But if we look at the Bitcoin price real quick, and we're going to look at these very, very quickly. This weekend, it's been holding pat. It's been pretty much trading sideways in most of these coins, and a couple of them like Bitcoin Cash. Some of these altcoins had a few percent pump, but you can see the Bitcoin price is still sitting in the daily time frame. But let's look. We wanted to do let's do the 3-hour time frame. You can see this weekend, nothing's happened of note. Now that it's Sunday, the market's going to be opening up a little bit later on this afternoon, so I would expect something either up or down, because there was a lot of movement geopolitically this weekend. And watch our video from Friday talking about how geopolitical activity affects the Bitcoin price, as everyone thinks Bitcoin itself is better than gold and better than cash, because it's hedging cash and it increases its value with the devaluation of cash. And this is going to be a big test again as a geopolitical crisis happens. Does it tank or does it go up, right? If this escalates, you'll see safe haven assets, which still the US dollar across the globe, people in geopolitical tensions at the beginning, they still dump into the US dollar and they dump out of other currencies, right? Which still fascinates me. And gold obviously goes up, like gold went up $50 an ounce late Thursday evening when the first of the news broke out with Israel's strike on Iran, right? But you can see the Bitcoin price with the news this weekend's traded sideways until the major markets open. The major underneath support, obviously, the 97,000 or the 100-day moving average would be hit if you slipped, which you've held both times here and right here, the 50-day moving average. And as you do know, I still believe the short to medium term, we are coming down to this 90,000, and I still believe we're coming all the way back down, believe that or not, to this 74,000, where this double bottom run happened with this rising channel that you're in. You can see the 3 tracks that we have here with our probability based system showed it coming up. I just thought it would get knocked down about the 90,000. It shot to a new all-time high, which formed now a mountain double top in the head that I believe is actually what happened. But then you can see the tracks trade it down to the 90,000 by early July, right? And we've started to break down right as we should. And that's what we're going to be watching over the next several weeks. Because if we take a peek out very quickly before we move on, is that double top that I'm talking about, is the head that we formed in this head and shoulders topping out pattern. I thought it was just going to be this as it came down, but it's forming the double top, right? The topping reversal pattern, or mountain 1, mountain 2 double top, and then the breakdown. And you say, oh, Vincenzo, has that happened before with the Bitcoin price? Well, absolutely, it's happened before. If we just go left in the pattern a little bit and zoom out, the last run up during the COVID, that looks like the exact same thing, with super simple identifying previous and past history to going on into the future, putting into our basket with this probability-based system that we use. And that's what I think we kind of got going on now, is the mountain double top. Then if we go and look at the Ethereum price, you can see that got rejected, but the Ethereum price is the same thing. You can see the 100-day moving average is down there in the daily. The 50-day is in the middle, but all 3 of the moving averages, get out of there, are right on top of each other, essentially, and running parallel. We got rejected just below the $3,048 and change. As we do know, the scenario that we were watching this weekend with the Ethereum price is our upper target that's been since we were in this consolidation is up here at 3,058.75. Obviously, our major underneath support is 1,816.71. And then your moving averages here dictate if you're coming here or going down there. If you break below the 3 moving averages, you're coming down here. As long as you're above the 3 moving averages, you can come up here, right? So that's what we're watching this weekend. And currently, right now, we're sitting just above the 200-day moving average. The XLM price is the same thing. And this is where we're at a critical impasse. Get out of there. where you can see we've been calling for this major correction in the XLM price ever since the swing high of 63 cents right here in this consolidation. We called for the lower target of 25 cents, of 18 cents, of 14 cents for a bearish cross and a golden bearish cross where the 50 would not only get underneath the 100 but underneath the 200-day moving average. And it did right here back when the moving averages were the 50 was uptrending here and the 200 was way below it and uptrending, which is very, very bullish when the long-term moving average is at the bottom and the short-term moving average is on the top. But you can see our track in the background did have it consolidating down, aided into our confidence, into our algorithm that we use. And we came down to this 25 critical cents, 25.5 cents, and we've been holding on it. And then we dipped below it and almost hit the 18 cents, but now we've come on it. And you can see now what happens. We have our outliner pumps up and has a massive July pump. And the same thing with our track and XRP. Our outliner to the bottom right here, as all these tracks are together, leads south and goes below the 14 cents all the way to about 11.5 cents. And then our two tracks in the middle start gathering steam over the next 6 months and start forming a new uptrend, right? And end up getting by the end of the year close to the 40-cent level. So this is a critical area, and we're on this 25 cents now. Today, 25.5 cents, and what we're dictating, and we're underneath the moving averages, which are all scrunched up together, just like the Bitcoin price. And what you got to watch out for in XLM in the coming weeks is if we get below and stay below these moving averages, it'll force you below this critical 25 cents, which we've been trying to hold for 4.5 months as major support. If it forces you below that and flips this to major resistance, you will come down very quickly and ride and touch and maybe dip below and along it for several days to a couple of weeks. This 18 cents will become a new major focus zone. And if that continues, it will bring you down to the 14 cents. If you can hold on top of this 25 cents and get back on top of these moving averages, you can make a run up to this 40 cents very, very quickly. So it's very interesting with the XLM, and we're going to continue to watch it. The same thing with the XRP. You can see the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average are right on top of each other, right? Literally right on top of each other. And the 200-day moving average is right on top of the 209 neckline support. And that's the critical area, as we've called out this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern for several months, since right in this circle at just after the 340 high in this consolidation. We drew this pattern in yellow, and then you can see that the actual future price from the 18th on that wasn't here actually filled in beautifully, and now we've just elongated into this right shoulder. And I still believe we're coming to this $1.29 target. Other institutions across the sphere are starting to see that now. We did actually wick down to $1.61, not on the target but very close, and nobody else had that called back at 350 or 340 high. We were calling for that target, so no one ever thought a wick low of $1.62 would even happen. So that was already a beautiful call, as we were stating. If you never bought XRP or any of the other coins up at these highs, better buying opportunities would be had in the short term, and it did happen here, right? And now what we got going on here is this critical 209 neckline support, and the moving average is just like XLM just above it. If these moving averages trend down, continue to force the price underneath, we slip the 200-day moving average, get back below the neckline support, and start using it and confirm it as a major resistance zone, and flip it from a major support to now, and then become major resistance. That's a critical pattern flip and a major market mover that would force the price down to $1.29 before the mid and late part of the year, where we start the pump, I believe. Like the channel, subscribe. Peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow J.